Hi everyone, welcome to Saturday's Stretch and Strengthen class. My name is Sarah Weller and I'm going to be guiding you through the class today. So today we're doing things a little bit different. This class is not going to be live, it's going to be on Instagram TV instead. And I'm going to show you one round of each of the strength exercises and then you can go and do round 2 and 3 on your own. Okay, so we're going to do 6 strength exercises today. 3 sets of somewhere between 10 and 15 repetitions, depending on what type of weight you're using. I'm going to show you those 6 strength exercises now, and then we'll go through the flexibility exercises at the end. The whole workout should take you somewhere between 45 and 60 minutes. You're going to need some dumbbells, shoes on, and a mat on the ground. So grab your weights. We're going to start with starting with one weight. We're going into a squat and press. We'll hold the weight at our chest. We have our feet shoulder width apart. We squat down, stand up, press up, down, up. We're going to do 10 of these. If you're using a light weight, you can also do a few extra. Make sure you're really squatting the bum back, so sitting the bum back as you go down. Okay, so that's our squat and press. Next up, we're going to do a bent over row. So I'm going to get you to set yourself up with your hand on a surface like your couch. Okay, bending forward. We've got our back flat, we're holding one weight. And we're pulling up. We're going to do 10 of these on either side. Trying to squeeze our shoulder blade in and down as we pull up. Good. Okay, changing sides. So put the dumbbell in our other hand. Nice flat back, pulling up, squeezing that shoulder blade in. Good. Okay, so there are our first 2 exercises. Number 3 is going to be a back step lunge, holding the weight. So we're going to grab the weight, hold it at about our chest height, take a nice step back, and then lunge down, step back to the starting position. Alternate legs, down. We're going to do 10 of these on each side, which is 20 in total. Really try and make sure that your front knee does not go beyond the toe. Good work. So that was our back step lunge. Now the remaining 3 exercises are going to be on the ground. So if you want to, you can hit pause now and do those first 3 times and then resume on the ground. So let's just set ourselves up on the ground. We're going to use both our dumbbells. Looks like my cat Frankie wants to be in the video today. She's normally pretty shy. Okay, so we're going to lie on the ground with our weights, and we're starting with them straight up. We're going into a chest press. We lower down, push up, down, and up. Remember, we're doing 10 to 15 reps of everything today. And we're going to do 3 rounds. I'm going to show you 1 round, and then you get to do the other 2 rounds on your own. Good. So that was our chest press. Now, depending on the weights is going to depend on what you do next. So I'm using fairly heavy weights. So I'm going to take just one of them, hold it in both hands, and we're going into a tricep press. Now, if you have light weights, hold 2 weights and have them this way, right? So you're going to do the same motion, but holding both weights if yours are light. Coming down towards your forehead, pushing up, down, pushing up. We're trying to work our triceps with this one, which are the muscles on the backs of the arm. Okay, exercise number 3 is a bug, so we're going to keep that weight up. And again, if you're using 2 lighter weights, still hold them. We're going to bring both of our legs up into the air. And for our bug, we take both arms above our head and 1 leg out. And then we bring them back to the starting position. So it's a small movement. You're in charge of how far out you take everything. I want you to keep your back fixed to the ground. You should feel your abdominals working. That's the goal of this exercise. Keep it slow, controlled. Last 2. Good work. All right, so there are 6 exercises. We have our standing, squat and press. We have our bent over 1 arm row. We have our step back lunge, holding the weight. Then we're going to lie down. We do our chest press, our tricep press, and our weighted dead bug. 3 rounds of those, 10 to 15 repetitions of each. Once you've done that, then you're going to join me for some stretching. Okay, so I'm going to assume that you have finished all of your strength exercises and you haven't just skipped forward to the stretching part. We're going to start our stretching today on our hands and knees. So setting up hands and knees, and stretch number 1 is just a rock back. So similar to the weights, I'm going to guide you through the start of this, but then I'm going to get you to either do a second round or a longer hold on your own. So we're coming back and forwards. Nice and easy. You might not feel much with this, and that's okay. And then we're going to go into a child's pose. So this time when we sit back, we stay back. We keep the arms reaching forwards. We're putting our forehead onto the mat. Going to keep reaching those fingertips a little bit away from us. And try and relax. Letting your chest come down towards the mat. We're going to hang out here for a little bit. I want you to reach your arms to the left now, reaching both arms to the left and getting a stretch down our right side and holding. And let's reach our arms to the right now. Getting a stretch down our left side. Good. Okay, next up, we're on our hands and knees again. We're going to do a thread the needle stretch. So we take one arm, we put our palm up, we're threading it through. We're going to follow that with our eyes. Coming through as far as you can, then come back, and then we're going to reach up towards the ceiling, and then do that again. Reaching through, following that with your eyes as far as you can. Coming back, rotating up to the ceiling, reaching through, coming back up, rotating up to the ceiling. Let's try that on the other arm, all right? So palm facing up, reaching through as far as you can, coming back, following that as we reach up to the ceiling. Good. Okay, next up we're going to go into our cat-cow. So setting up on all fours, breathing in, coming up as high as we can. Breathing out, reversing that, starting to look up towards the ceiling. Breathing in, tucking the bum under, curling up as high as you can. Breathing out, bum out, arching up. Final time, breathing in, tucking the bum, curling up. Breathing out, reversing, looking up. Good. All right, next up, before we sit down, we're going to go into a hip flexor stretch. One leg's forward, we tuck our pelvis under, we shift forward slightly. I've got my right knee down and my left knee forward. So I'm going to take my right arm and reach up and then rotate us to the side a little bit. So I'm getting a stretch all the way down, right? So I've tucked, I'm leaning forward, I reach up, rotate to the side a little bit. And then let's change sides. Tuck the pelvis under, lean forward, arm up, rotate away. And we're holding that. Try and keep our body nice and long. Reach those fingertips away. Good. Next up, we're going into our groin butterfly stretch. So we put the soles of our feet together. We sit up nice and tall, holding onto either our ankles, our toes, our legs somewhere, just to help you stay nice and tall. I'm just going to hold this one 20 to 30 seconds. Remember, I'm just giving you kind of the demo today, and then I'll get you to kind of repeat all of these stretches. Hold for as long as you like. Hit pause at any time. If you don't want to move on when I do, you can stay in that stretch longer if it's feeling good. Okay, next up we're going into a hamstring stretch. So one leg's out straight, the other one is in. We're going to lean forward from the hips. We're just going to slide our hands down our leg a little bit. I don't want you to do this. We're just hanging out here, leaning forward, getting a stretch underneath the leg, letting that hamstring stretch out. with all of our stretching, we want to make sure that it doesn't hurt, okay? You might feel a gentle pull, you might describe it as mild discomfort, but it should not be pain. And you're in charge of how hard you stretch. Okay, so don't be doing this with your face scrunched up because that means it's too much. I don't want you bouncing with the stretching today. All right, changing sides. So one leg out, one leg in, hinging from the hips, and then just gently sliding our arms down. All right, next up, we're going into our 90-90 hip stretch. So we're going to put one leg in front of us, one leg behind us. Let's try and have about 90 degrees in each of the knees. The first part of this is leaning back. So just get away from my sofa. All right, so hanging out back here. The back leg, the hip, is stretching, right? My hip flexor. If this one doesn't feel good for your legs, you can always do a standing quad stretch or a lying stretch where you bring your foot up to your bum and you're lying on your side. Okay, so we're going to keep our legs where they are, but shift our hands forward. So now we're shifting legs, so we're shifting into the front leg, and we're shifting area, we're shifting into the bum rather than in the hip flexor, which is at the front. So you should feel the deep kind of glute area of your front leg. So for me, my right leg is forward, and I'm getting that stretch through my bum. Now if that feels too easy, you can come down onto your forearms and you'll get a deeper stretch. Just be careful going between the two because we don't want to overdo it. Okay. All right, changing sides. So other leg forward and the other one back. We're starting with our hip flexor stretch. That's leaning back. And just hanging out back here. Let's take a lesson from Frankie's book. You see she's very good at relaxing. All right, let's shift to the front now. So our front leg, glute, we're coming forward. Arms are either straight or we're down on the elbow. Whatever you need on this side. Hanging out here for about 20 seconds or more. Remember, you can easily hit pause today and then just stretch for as long as you want and then hit play when you want to resume. Okay, good. Finally, we're going to finish with some shoulder rolls and some neck stretching. So let's just sit up nice and tall. We're going to roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Nice and easy. Okay, we're going to put our hands behind our head and we're going to do a gentle rotation. Rotating one way, rotating the other way. And as I rotate, so if I'm rotating this way, this arm, this elbow is actually going to guide it, right? So my elbow is kind of leading the motion. And then as I come in this direction, this elbow is leading the motion. So I'm thinking about the elbow driving back. Slow, controlled. This is often an area that's tight from any type of breast surgery. So if you find that's really stiff, that's normal, okay? We can work on that together. All right, finally our neck. So chin down to your chest, hanging out there. Nice breath out. Keep our spine long, so we sit up tall. And then looking up. All right, ear down towards our shoulder. Remember with this one, if you want to, you can place your hand on your head. And it's not to pull, it's just to guide. This will help you get that stretch from the ear down to the shoulder, especially if the other arm is down. And again, all of our stretching should be mild discomfort or just a gentle stretch. None of it should be painful. All right, let's change sides. Other one. Awesome. So thanks for joining me today for Stretch and Strengthen. Hopefully this format worked okay for you. I just want to thank my offsider there, Frankie, for supervising me as I ran through this class. And remember, these classes are running on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays through May. They're all at 11 a.m. Pacific time, so Vancouver, Canada time. Tuesday is building strength, and we do that without any weights. Thursdays is a half an hour class, building stamina. And again, no equipment needed. We just get your heart rate up doing lots of different movements. And then Saturdays is Stretch and Strengthen, where we pick up some dumbbells, and like we did today, we work through muscles, and then we finish with some stretching. Give me some feedback if you would like to see these classes done differently, and I hope to see you soon. My name is Sarah Weller, and I really thank you for joining me today in our Stretch and Strengthen class. Thanks.